Welcome back. It's noon on day 3, and we discovered Wilkes has been murdered, Prince James has arrived in town, and the manuscript about the bloodlines was taken from our hotel room, presumably by Mosley, and then it may also have been taken from Mosley by Madeline after that for some reason. But all that will have to wait for a bit, because we're back with Grace, and that means it's time to resume our investigations into Le Serpent Rouge. Which I think is this.
This riddle is fascinating. You can almost see what it's hinting at. I really want to solve it.
Which is strange, because it's also still in our inventory. God knows how that works.
New email.
And apparently we have new email. It seems Sydney has retrieved the information we wanted about the Temple of Solomon. Temple of Solomon layout. It's from Sydney. Why Sydney needs to send us email, I don't know. We have apparently the Holy of Holies, which is 30 by 30 cubits and 1/4 length of the temple. Then a middle section, Sanctuary, which is 30 by 60 cubits, the middle half of the temple length. And then at the bottom, or the south, or whatever, because I guess this doesn't necessarily need to be a north-south, but it is sort of a map-based diagram. Anyway, on this end we have the porch, which is 30 by 30 cubits, another 1/4 of the length of the temple. So it is 1/4 at the top, 1/4 at the bottom, and then the middle half. That is how the layout is divided. And I have a feeling that will be relevant. Well, it's a good thing we know that now. And let's check where we are. We are at Scorpio.
3 is the Trinity and the separation of the spheres. The 3, which are the 4, are the divisions of the temple. I began my journey in the shadows and completed it in the light. I had marked the site at last, there in the center of the most sacred space. At the summit of the mountain, the place stood out in the brilliance of the midday sun. It was guarded by the 3 knights' towers, the rooks, on the circuit of the divine horsemen of the abyss.
Okay, well that's actually not too difficult to figure out. It is talking about the divisions of the temple, which conveniently we just got an email about. And it says that the site is at the center of the most sacred space. That would be the holiest of holies, which was the top space of the temple diagram, which is at the summit of the mountain and stands out in the brilliance of the midday sun, guarded by 3 knight towers, the rooks. That's a chess reference again. I wonder what those rooks are.
I wonder if the Temple of Solomon was what the Templars were building underground. The rectangular shape on my map seems to match the temple diagram, but Scorpio says the divisions are important. I should try to mark them out.
We should. Okay, there's our map. And if this is the temple, that means that we need a 1/4 at the top, or the north. So it was actually north-south, but anyway. And a 1/4 at the bottom, or south.
That's it. The divisions of the temple. That's the porch down by Lebec. Then the middle is the sanctuary. And the 3rd part in the north must be the Holy of Holies.
And we were supposed to find something at the center of the Holy of Holies. I'm not sure if Grace has anything new to say about that.
Let's see. I had marked the site at last, there in the center of the most sacred space. We're ready to mark the site.
Yep, she does. And that is the center of the Holy of Holies. Oh, apparently I need to pick enter points again.
The center of the Holy of Holies. I think that's the site. It's on Mount Cardew. I'll write down the coordinates.
So we've got the site at the top of Mount Cardew, which also matches the manuscript, saying that it was at the top of the mountain. That's across the street from Chateau de Blanchefort, which is the big mountain that we keep seeing whenever we look with the binoculars. So we're making some real progress here. That's good. But there is more to the riddle, so I guess this isn't as easy as just that being the treasure. But we did solve Scorpio, so let's read Ophiuchus. I hope you pronounce that that way.
At the window of the ruined house, I looked across the trees denuded by autumn. Close to me, a presence, its feet in the water, like one who has just received the mark of baptism. I recalled the inscription, Et in Arcadia ego, blank, blank, blank. Through some selfish inspiration, I found the missing three. The dust settled, and I saw at last. Curses, I know the truth. He is there, dead. The broken bread lies forgotten beneath the altar.
Well, we have completed the phrase, but there must be more to it.
I found the missing three letters. Sum. I have a feeling that's not all, though. The Serpent Rouge talks about dust settling. In crossword puzzle lingo, that implies there's an anagram in here somewhere. I should try to analyze it.
Okay, an anagram. And Gray suggests we should analyze that. So we have the text. Data is text only. Text may be translatable. See translate, well, we already did that. Text may be or contain anagrams. See anagram parser. So let's check for anagrams. Original language of text is Latin. Checking Latin database for significant words using these letters. But it is in fact already a word, knettenba. You can use it in a sentence. That's a very nice knettenba. Select words to move over to the phrase building area. There are in fact a lot of words apparently in this phrase. So we need to figure out which ones to pick. Well, for that we need to go back to the painting actually. This is where we found the phrase. We need to pay attention to what's actually going on in this painting. Well, there's a tomb. That's the most obvious feature, I guess. So let's see if that helps us anything. Whole bunch of words. University, pungent, grape, love. Well, grape is relevant to our current predicament, but not to the painting. Love, temple, mystery, ground, agitate, clothe, before, sanctuary, ark, tomb, arkham. That sounds like it might be relevant. And that, of course, reduces the number of possibilities, because now we have used some letters, so they can't be used in the other words anymore. Let's see what else we have. Temple, agitate, before, taste, God, thicken, not chicken. God, again, a different spelling. Worthy, daylit, divine. Need, I, myself. That's not an anagram, that was actually in the text. Smooth, glutton, eyes, genius, birth, where, therefore, fire, start, stand in upon, within, I conceal, deny, send, seal, I touch. Well, in the painting, they touch the tomb. So maybe that. By the way, it does not matter what order you're finding these words in, as long as you get the right words. Sydney will figure the rest out. That leaves us with either Dei, Deus, or Deus. God, God, or Deilit, divine. Note that we haven't used all the letters yet, but apparently there are no further words to be found. Well, let's just pick the top one. And it's checking if it can do something with the rest of the letters. Match found in Latin database. Note, origin of word is Greek.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Arcam Tango Dei Jesu apparently means I touch the tomb of God, Jesus. He is there dead. Does that imply that that tomb is the actual tomb of Jesus? Okay. Apparently that was the solution to that verse, and we don't need to do anything further with it. So we move on to Sagittarius. Nothing we need to mark on the map for the previous one, we just needed to figure that particular bit of information out.
But the worst is yet to come. How many have pillaged the house, using the most sacred for purposes most foul? I turn north. Facing me, I see unwinding endless by its coils, the enormous red serpent mentioned in the documents, rigid and bitter. The huge unleashed beast at the foot of the White Mountain becomes scarlet with greed and drunk with stolen and profane communion. Deliver me out of the mire.
We have the Red Serpent at last, what the document is named after, of course. Yeah, the capital stuff from this point on, or actually from the previous verse already, is not really stuff you need to look up in Sydney anymore. Because they're more just for emphasis.
Turning to the north. Okay, that must be north of the site. I see the Red Serpent, rigid and bitter. Must be talking about some kind of landmark feature.
Okay. Let's see if we can find something like that on our map. Well, there's the site. Something to the north of that. Aha! There is what looks to be a riverbed. That sort of has a snake-like formation. Could that be it? Let's mark it out with points. I don't really know how many points you need. You just need to mark out the whole length of the thing, including the loop at the end.
Yep, that's it. That's the Red Serpent. That is weird. It must point out something.
But what? I don't know. Landmark feature connects points. Yeah. Okay, so we've got the Red Serpent. But what the hell does that mean? What does that help us if we've already found the site? And that finishes Sagittarius, and we have only one verse left. But I think
I want to take a break from Le Serpent Rouge for a while.
Grace is finished for now. Fair enough. I guess thinking about this stuff too much makes your brain hurt. Okay. Well, I guess we should head out, visit some of the locations that we've discovered. We've, of course, written down all of those. Oh, that's the wrong piece of paper. That's the one, I think. Written down all of these locations, the center of the circle. We already did that. We have the northeast arm of the hexagram, the southwest arm of the hexagram, and the site. So let's see if we can find those places with our tracker. And we should also keep an eye on other people. Like Boo Kelly, who's coming out of Madeline's room with the now all too familiar newspaper. So it seems that the manuscript has changed hands once again. What the hell does Bukele want with it? Can we ask him about that?
I don't know what I'd say to him if he answered.
Well, you could ask him what the hell he's doing. Okay, I guess not. Let's see if anything's going on in the dining room, as usual.
Why haven't we found it yet? I'm getting very discouraged, I can tell you. I thought Dr. Wen had such promising leads, and with the additions we came up with...
We mustn't give up yet, Lily.
Perhaps. Oh, why can't we simply pay someone to dig it up? I certainly can't with my tendinitis. And you, no offence, darling, but you're taking too long.
I'm trying.
Estelle!
Oh, sorry. Anyway, you said we couldn't let anyone else in on it.
I know what I said. Oh, my. Dr. Wen must be right, mustn't he? The Great Seed absolutely has to be here. Otherwise, how can one explain that cache of Egyptian artifacts he found here in 1963?
Of course it's here. We'll finish up at the site today, then check the maps again tonight.
Not me. I can't. I tell you, if we don't find it, I can't carry on one step further.
Please don't say that, Lily. Everything's going to be fine.
Drama queen. Let's say hi.
I'm sorry, Grace dear, but Estelle and I really must talk alone. You don't mind terribly, do you?
No.
Thank you, Grace.
Well, you know, if the digging is taking too long, you could always just, rent some heavy equipment. I guess neither of you is qualified to operate that. Then again, if we are on the right track with Le Serpent Rouge, then they are definitely not on the right track, so no amount of digging at that side of theirs is going to help them. It seems that so far, Lady Howard and Estelle are genuinely looking for the treasure, not having much luck. Wilkes was genuinely looking for the treasure. Had luck, and ended up dead because of it. That still leaves the question of what Bukele, Emilio, Madeline and Mosley are actually doing here. Madeline and Mosley are definitely looking for something in the same place as well, but it's kind of weird. And I guess we'll go and visit some of those places we've discovered on the map in the next video.